Hey everybody, it's Tarina. How are you today? Hopefully you can hear me. Make sure if you are here that you say hello. And if you're watching, if you don't see the little red live, make sure you put hashtag replay. Also, if you want to get the supply list, make sure you put pumpkin in the comments and I'll send you the supply list that I'm using today. I have a fun project. This is not my idea. I saw this on Pinterest and I said, I'm totally going to do that. It is a cute project. And honestly, I already had this little wreath and it was just kind of hanging out literally in the floor of my, my craft room. And oh, where did the scissors go? There they are. The floor of my craft room. And I kind of like stepped over it. It was like, it's in a pile of stuff. Okay. Not really like in the middle of the floor, but it was sitting off to the side. And I'm like, you know what? That's really cute. And so I kind of looked online and I found this great idea. It was so, so cute. And it was using a different grapevine. I got this at Dollar Tree probably 2 years ago, maybe before the pandemic. I don't know exactly. Maybe during the pandemic. I don't know. But the only thing that I did buy was this self-adhesive wall tile. And it's plasticky, so you got to be careful when drawing with, like, I'm going to use my heat tool, so I'm going to be real careful with what I'm going to do with it. But it does have a sticky back on it. I'm not going to take the sticky back off. I'm actually going to leave it. But again, I found this at Dollar Tree. So, and it's kind of cool. It looks like it's metal, but it's actually plastic. So, all right, I'm going to flip us around here real quick. And if you guys like this, make sure you share because, you know, sharing is caring. And if somebody else would like to see what's going on, let's see if I can just fix this really fast. Okay. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open things. I grabbed some of my ribbon out that I might use. I have some other ribbon I can probably use too, but I'm just going to take things out of package. We're going to start with the background first. I do have my glue gun plugged in. Got my paintbrush. So I'm going to use, I don't even know what's in here, but I've got a couple of orange paint. I don't think there's very much paint left in this one. Again, just out of my paint stash, you guys. This might be too glossy. But then I also have, this is a new color. This is rust. And we can always paint with that. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out of the packaging and I'm going to paint it. I'm going to start with, I'm going to grab my plastic. So I was using some parchment paper, but I kept running out of parchment paper. And so I'm like, you know what? These plastic sheets are from the D-size transfers. And they're really great because you can wipe them off and reuse them. So this is just antique white. I'm just going to put that on there and just paint. Okay. And I'm just kind of smushing it around. Hope you got, I just didn't want it silver, that silver, like when we kind of buff it up a little bit or rough it up a little bit. I just don't want the silver to show so much. I don't mind that some of it shows, but I just don't want a lot of it to show. So starting out with some, and this, like I said, this is kind of an antique white. You guys, I'm real fancy. I'm not even, there we go, not even putting it in a dish. That's how fancy I am. And I just want to make sure that I get everything covered. where that will show. Okay. If you guys are here, make sure you say hello so I know that you're here. Okay, so I'm just going to blow dry this real quick. And I'm not using super high heat because I don't want to melt this. I just want to get it to dry quicker. You can tell that it's starting to dry because it kind of turns a different color. I'm trying not to get too close. I don't want to melt it, so I don't want to get too close. Okay. Rinse this off. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna try. Let's see. If all else fails, you guys, I can just wipe it off. Okay, I've got my pouncer brush. And the reason I'm pouncing, because if it's a little damp underneath, I don't want to wipe. I'd rather pounce the color in to the little grooves. And I think this disperses the paint a little better too, to pounce it in there. And this is like my pouncing brush that I use for like when I use chalk paint on furniture. just going to check. Need to go a little bit further. Is that centered? Yeah, I think I need to go a little bit further on this side over here. Okay. I had a little bit of two-toning there. Take my heat tool and do that again. So something I noticed about the paint that I just used, I'm like, why is it not drying? Well, it's because it's kind of like a glossy paint. I don't really love that look, but I didn't have any other orange paints. So hold on for just a second. So, and I'm okay with the glossy because it kind of does look like a pumpkin. But I'm going to come back in a little bit of, let me spray a little bit of water on that. This is Rust chalk paste. I'm trying to get into the little areas that, I don't know if you can see it, but it's kind of popping up like the embossed areas of this little tile. Another thing too is if you get it too concentrated in one area, this is another reason why I used a base of paint instead of chalk paste. Like this to me is too dark. I can actually remove some of the chalk paste just with the white. just flying away. And you just kind of, I like that a lot. I hope it's not too bright that you guys can't see that. I like the embossed look on that. Okay, let me dry this really fast. And see, and I think it got a little bit too dark right here. That's much better. Okay, let me grab the a little sanding block or a little piece of sanding paper. Just kind of go over the lifted areas a little bit. Okay. And then I'm going to grab out, where'd my brown go? Hold on for just a second. So I have a brown chalk paste that the jars, it's pretty dry, but I use it for like shading purposes, and I put a little bit of water in it. I'm just going to kind of brush over the surface. To me, the more mucked up, the better, right? That's really cool. Makes it look really antiqued. Okay, put that to the side. Let this sit for just a second. And this is what's really fun about having the plastic. You could actually reuse the plastic, just even acrylic paint wipes off the plastic. You might have to like let it sit with a little bit of water on it if it dries like that did. The paste definitely comes off really quick. And then you can reuse this to protect your surface below. Okay. All right, so now what I need to do, I'm going to dry this really quick one more time. Okay. I'm going to take my wreath and decide which way I want it. I guess it really doesn't matter. I think I like it that way the best. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a pencil. Hopefully it has a sharp, so that's the middle. Okay. And just kind of do a rough circle around. You see that? I think I do. Okay, then I'm going to cut that. I'm going to go on the inside of that just a little bit. That's pretty good. Hold it up. I might need to trim just a couple areas real quick. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually glue on this and then set the wreath on top. Oops. Just be careful. Don't burn yourself. Come on. I like this little glue gun, but I'm telling you, you go through those glue sticks really fast. Flip that over. And if you have to, you can go back through, and if you just missed some spots or whatever, you can just like glue that down a little extra. Just be careful. I do want to trim this area. Just want to make sure I don't have any holes anywhere, I guess. Also, I am having a launch party on the 23rd of the month. If you guys are interested. Let me know. And if you want to get the supply list for this, make sure you comment pumpkin in the comments and I'll get that to you. Just trying to make sure I get a good seal and it's not going to go anywhere. I just don't like making things and then them lasting for like a hot second. I want it to last a little bit. Okay. That's cute. Okay. Let me put this back on the charging thing. All right. Clean up my mess. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this. I'm going to grab myself a cinnamon stick for the little dealy bobber at the top. But not just that. Let me grab maybe I have some grapevine wire. I love this stuff. You can use whatever you've got, but I love using the grapevine wire. I'm going to cut this down though. I need to cut this smaller because this is just, I want it that way. I think that's just too long. So maybe like there. But just know that when you cut cinnamon, it does break. Here we go. So I could actually use that for another project. And then what I do is I just kind of wrap it around the cinnamon stick. I just like the smell and I like the look and I like the texture that I get by using both of these. And it does smell very cinnamony. All right, come right back down. You can leave like a length of it, and then you can create like the little twirlies that you see on a lot of pumpkins. I really do need to find my wire cutters. And you can use your finger. You can use a multi-tool. You can use whatever you want. Sorry. Just make sure you just put a big old fat glob of glue on top of there. Give me a second. And a lot of this is going to be covered. I'm just going to hold that there for a minute. And you can hang this, or you can add it to a little decor area. It's just really cute. I don't know if you guys can even see like all the texture with that stuff. It's really kind of fun, and you can make it whatever color you want. I'm going to kind of set that to the side. It's setting up, but I'm going to set it on this side over here just a second. Maybe. Oh, come on. And wait for that glue to dry. Just want it to sit up. Sorry, there we go. All right, we'll watch that. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab out a tag. And these are one of our canvas tags. I love these little guys. Okay, maybe this is not going to set up standing up. Sorry, it keeps falling over. Okay, let's see if that'll work. Kind of hold it in place. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I just want it to sit up a little bit. I just don't want it to sit on the ground. Let me see. Because see, if I do that, it'll pull back. Let me see if I can find something to stick under it to kind of hold it up. Maybe that'll work. Just want to kind of watch it. Okay, maybe that'll work. Okay, so I love these little canvas tags. I use them a lot for like little tags to add off bows and stuff. And so I want to do that. I was looking through my book, and I thought Be Thankful Always would be a good one, or Fall in Love, whatever you want. But I think Be Thankful Always is just really, really pretty. Or Happy Harvest. I mean, really, any of these you could use. Love at First Bite. I love the acorn. That's super cute. Blessed. But I think I'm going to use that one. All right. Just check on my glue job over here. I don't think I wanted to use the pumpkin because it's a pumpkin. And I'm just kind of pulling up and cutting on the cut lines. Trying to save my backer sheets so that the transfers are protected on the backer sheet. I don't need to fuzz it because it's going on fabric. All right, so I'm going to grab the rust. And then I think I'm going to use black. And then probably, let's see, meadow. I think this is meadow. Yep, it's meadow. Do meadow. Red. Do I want red? Or do I want orange peel? I'm going to do thankful and black. So let's start there, shall we? You want your paste to be about the consistency of yogurt. And if it's not, then you want to add a little bit of distilled water and then stir it up. I go through my paste quite quickly just because of the simple fact I use it all the time. And I am using paste on fabric. You could totally use ink if you wanted to, but I don't feel like it's necessary on canvas just because I know that I'm not going to be washing this. I'm just going to kind of check this and make sure it goes through right. Perfect. Okay. Grab, there it is. Now, if you think you might get it wet or whatever, be putting this outside, maybe don't use paste. I don't plan on putting this outside, and it really doesn't get super wet outside anyway, except in my backyard, apparently. Once every, 50 years. Cute. Okay. Then I think I'm going to use the orange peel for the words. It's a little brighter orange. Cute. Cute. Everything's cute, you guys. And then the little berries, I'm just going to use that rust again. All right. Oh, it is cute. That is cute, you guys. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let me grab something. Let me put this over here so it'll be washed. Okay, I'll let that dry for just a second. All right, put that to the side. I'm gonna grab some ribbon. So I just have some like remnant pieces of ribbon. It doesn't necessarily, I don't necessarily have to use it all, but I kind of thought these were fun. And I also have these guys. I don't know if do I love that? Do I love it? Do I not? Let me see. Give me just a second. So I'm just going to cut some pieces. We're not doing a big bow. We're just going to do like a scrap bow. And you can always cut them down. I love that. Do I? I don't know. Do I? That's kind of fancy. Do I want it smaller? I don't think I have enough for two. Okay. Just kind of layer them together. Trim this off a little bit. And maybe another couple of these. So I also got this stuff. I didn't know what I wanted to do with it, but I actually think I might use it with this just because it's a scrap bow. Come on, stop it. That'd be fun to have that little texture in it. Maybe one more? I don't know. You know me and bows. It's like the bigger the better. Put that to the side. And I just kind of scrunch it up in the center. Normally I would tie it off in the back, but I actually think I'm going to tie this off in the front. Just because Okay, so I'm going to dovetail all these guys. I don't often throw out my ribbon remnants. That might be too long. I don't like them too long. Hey, baby, can you turn down the air a little bit?
Yeah.
Thank you. Is it a time for a popsicle? He's like, it's my time. It's popsicle time. This one's really thick. I mean, yep. And if I get it on here and I don't love it, I can always change my mind. But I actually am kind of loving this.
Let's go. We're going outside. Let's go.
Well, I thought you were talking to me. I'm like, what? I'm not going outside. I'm making a project. Okay, it's getting prettier as I, you know, sometimes I do things and I'm like, what in the heck am I thinking, you guys? What am I doing? And then I start cutting and floofing and it starts really like taking shape. Even that obnoxious pattern on the back, it's not so bad. Okay, so I'm going to trim off this side too. I always have to think about it before I cut it. Do you do that too? Like I look and I'm like, what's it going to look like when I cut that? No, see? Because how many times have you cut a dovetail in the wrong direction? Too many times for me, let me tell you. See? Every time. All right, one last tail here. I got a lot of like little fun remnants when I went with my friend Sage in Utah to this really cool store called Knot and Spool. And they have like this little grab bag of fun ribbons. You just go grab a bunch of ribbons, and I did get some fun stuff, and I think most of these I got there, and I just didn't use them in a in my thing, and so I ended up using them. Oh, see, that dried nice. Oh gosh, you guys, that's so cute. Okay, I am loving that. I wasn't sure if I was gonna love it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dovetail this guy. And I'm actually going to kind of round it at the top. I didn't know how I was going to feel about this, but after floofing and doing, I can take that back off too, by the way, sorry. You can actually heat set this to a towel or something, and it will actually stay. But my suggestion would be to do like an extra little stitch on it. Where do I want to put this? Kind of like that. Just kind of tucked in there. Does that look cute? Okay. Kind of tucked up underneath there. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, so now I know what it's going to look like. Give me a second. Let me use some hot glue again. Put a little hot glue on the back side here. Tuck, tuck, tuck. I don't know where my finger saver box went. I think I put it away, which would be a good thing, right? Almost done. Okay. And then I'm going to put a ton of glue on the big dollop of glue on the back here. Oh, you guys. I love this glue gun. It's just that I need longer glue sticks. There we go. And even that obnoxious like pattern on the back, I love it. Because it's really like subdued when you have all the other little bits of layers. Oh my gosh, you guys, I like it so much. Oh my gosh. And then once that dries, I'm going to really floof it up. I don't want it to move. Adding a little extra hot glue right there at the top. Because again, I don't want this bow. It's pretty heavy. I mean, this bow is pretty heavy. I just don't want it to move. What do you think? Isn't it adorable? I love it. Okay, you guys, I'll take a picture and I'll post it. And again, if you want to get this kit, just let me know. Comment pumpkin in the comments and I'll get you a supply list. Oh my goodness. All right, let me get out of here. Exit solo. There I am. Oh my gosh, you guys, I love it. I'm going to hold that there. Ah! All right, you guys, I love you. Thanks for joining me today. And if you like this, make sure that you share, because sharing is caring. If you're in my team group, in our team craft group, tag your designer if it's not me. And you can also comment pumpkin and we'll get you a supply list. And again, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today for just a little bit. My name's Serena with Create with Tree. That's me. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.